Hello, everyone, and welcome to Migrant Munch. My name is Dr. Sharika Senamiratna, and I'll be your host on this podcast. Welcome, everyone, to another episode of the Migrant Munch. I've got another very special guest here today.
Okay. I guess I'll go start with my name. My name is Nisal. I am an international student from Sri Lanka. Arrived in Australia in 2022. I came here for my studies, did my bachelor's of medical science in 2022. Just finished it, just recently graduated like a week ago from it. So that's pretty cool. Um,
Congratulations!
thank you. But I've gone into medicine now, studying at Western Sydney University as well, and that's another 5 years. So it's been a fun journey, and I've got a long way to go, but that's pretty much me.
I've never heard anyone be so optimistic about the fact that you're like, oh, I just, decided to go into medicine. And then you're like, oh, it's just another 5 years. It'll be all right.
Honestly, like one semester went by like a blink, and the amount of work you have to do, the amount of like um just the content and the exercises, and when everything else piles up with it, like work and everything, time just flies, and you're just like, okay, that was 2 years. Okay, only three more to go. Damn, that means you want to enjoy the journey even more. But,
That makes sense. Yeah. And look, we were talking about this before, but I was saying how, like, my recent expertise of medicine and medical students is Grey's Anatomy and the residents. So, how about you give us a realistic picture of what that's like for you?
realistic picture as a first year medical student, it was interesting to know that because Western Sydney's program is 5 years, and that's relatively short for a medical medicine degree.
Mm,
Usually it's like six or more. So five is like it's cramped up a bit. So they're pushing for to get through everything as soon as possible. And the way it works is the first 2 years are pretty clinical. So you learn all about the sciences, anatomy, physiology, histology, pathology, a lot of ologies, honestly.
mm,
Some of them I don't even know what they mean, but I've heard about a lot of them. And the rest, third, fourth, and fifth year are mostly you're just in the hospital. You're just, you do go into surgeries, ED, pediatrics, OBGYN, you get to experience like different parts of it, pretty much to give you a good, like small kind of feel into which one you'd want to go into further. Right now, though, having done one semester, it's just studying like crazy. So essentially, we have like 10 lectures a week, which
wow.
is a lot. And you have to do them on your own time. So that's really fun. Thursday is my free day right now. So I work on that day as a social media content creator for Western.
And you
Uh,
seem so positive about it. Like, it sounds like so much of work, but you're like, yeah,
yeah.
this is fun. What inspired you to go down this pathway?
I mean, parents are doctors.
Okay.
Sure. Influenced me when I was small to be like, oh yeah, I want to be a doctor, And all the people around us like, oh, you should be like your dad, you should be like your mom. So there was always like that kind of voice in my head. But we got to A levels, and I like really liked biology.
Mm,
Surprise, surprise, And then hated maths. That was a prime
yeah.
reason also. And then get enough results to go into Sri Lankan medical school, of course.
Mhm.
So had to go overseas, did medical science to hopefully get into medicine. But while doing medical science, I had a lot of side quests. I had
Yeah.
like, so many side quests. It was really fun. I was just like, oh my God, like I'll do that thing. I'll go to Woolworths headquarters to be in that random ass like commercial or something. And then I got into research as well. But research felt kind of it was a bit lonesome, which is okay, but I like people, and a lot of the professors I talked to, they were like, "Why do you want to work with people? Like mice are much better to work with." I'm like, "Oh, like, okay." Like, I think I disagree a bit on that. So eventually, just really wanted to pursue medicine because I feel like I might have certain better skills with people than some other doctors out there.
Oh, mice. Yeah.
Like, oh, mice, actually, yeah, Man, working with mice was interesting. It wasn't the best for sure, but it was interesting.
Better than people or not so much?
My professor's argument is mice can't complain.
True. So, what did you do with the mice? I'm really interested to know this now.
Okay. Pretty much extract the brain from the mice, and
Okay.
slice it, if that makes sense. It's like very thin
Yeah.
slices. It's like 300
Oh my
micrometer slices.
God. Okay.
Yeah, and then you like stain them with like calcium. And it's a technique in like neuroscience called like calcium imaging to see the like activity. And they're like live brain slices also. Like make sure to keep it alive and stain it properly and make sure whatever you do, don't kill the cells. Like my project was to look at how the activity has changed in like mice affected with like Alzheimer's, ALS, and something called like chronic neuroinflammation,
Yeah.
where like neurons are kind of like inflamed in the brain.
And
Yeah.
I did have a question pop up, and this might be a stupid question, so pardon my ignorance, but
Oh
you said
no.
you got to keep the slices alive. How do you do
Yes.
that?
So, in the brain, there's something called like cerebrospinal fluid.
Okay.
It's like the solution that gives like the nutrients to the tissues, like the neural tissue, and keeps it alive and everything. But in the lab, we make something called artificial like cerebrospinal fluid. So we try to create that same like internal environment in the brain, but like outside after you slice them. You try to keep it in like low temperatures to like like decrease the enzymatic activity of like the enzymes that are gonna ultimately like degrade the brain tissue.
That sounds so interesting. I can see where the passion comes from because,
Hey,
like, clearly there's
honestly,
such a lot of cool things you're doing. Cool. And
yeah.
so you said you were inspired to be a doctor because your parents are doctors as well.
For sure, I think it definitely played a factor. I don't like to say that because then it feels like I was like pressured by my parents to do medicine.
It's in the
But they could,
genes.
it maybe, but honestly, like they could care less, like they're just like, you want to be a doctor? Okay, great, go for it. You want to like do social media? All right, like, like do what you need to do. All right. Like they're very supportive like that. So
Yeah.
I'd like to think it was my decision, however much influenced I would have been.
Well, that's a good segue because it kind of mentioned social media. And so
Yeah.
you've met Dr. Nisal now,
Whoa.
but to be Dr. Nisal, I guess. So tell us about like the social media Nisal. I don't know, there's no
Oh.
title for that yet, right?
The social media Nisal is a different kind of person, like
Okay.
he tries to come out in the hospital when he's working with doctors and nurses sometimes,
Hmm.
and like Dr. Nisal has like stop him, he's like no, be professional, you can't ask them to be in a TikTok, man, like
It must be so fun for you though.
it is, it's such a
Yeah.
like creative outlet, honestly. And in Sri Lanka I got into it a bit because controversial again, but I watched a lot of like David Dobrik's like vlogs when I
Hmm.
was like studying for A levels especially, and they were really fun. I in my like own life wanted to like kind of create that. And like part of it was to like document my life at that time so I can like look back later on.
Yeah.
But also just because it seemed like a very fun, like creative kind of thing to do. And I hadn't like done like video editing or anything, so I was just like figuring it out on like Final Cut Pro. Like started working on it, started filming just random things, man, posting like videos with my friends and stuff. Man, when I moved to Sydney, there was much less like people staring and like noticing
Mhm.
me when I'd like pull out my phone or like my camera to like record. But in like Sri Lanka, I was so obvious. You can't do anything out of the norm. You can, but like you get a lot of like people just like kind of judging you. I think that was good to experience that. Like me because videos through that. So it just gave me a bit of a tougher skin, I'd say. So I had a few reasons for doing it, and that made it easier as well. Kind of gave me like the push I needed to like keep posting and everything. I saw like a, sort of an ad thing for like a job on campus, and one of them was to be like a social media content creator for the university. And I was like, that sounds right up my alley. And at the time, I was working as like I was cleaning a hotel
Hmm.
and I was working as a cashier sort of person at a like badminton complex. So this job seemed much better. One of the like requirements was to like have TikTok and like be able to use TikTok. I made a full like vertical TikTok video that was 3 minutes long when the it was supposed to be like 30 seconds because I didn't know. I had only done like YouTube stuff. So it's just like a 3 minute like full on video. Um, Thankfully they liked it somehow. And I got the job. I started in like July making content
Nice.
for Western Sydney. Been doing that ever since for like 3 years now, and it's gotten me like so many interesting opportunities. Funnily enough, in 2023, I think, one of the videos went like really viral. It was me running in a wedding dress, which was really great. It got like a million views like overnight, which
Oh
was
my
it was
God.
I was like the bride running, and many people were like very stunned that the university posted that. Within like 3 days, it hit like 4 million or something. So everyone was like hopping on the train, which is like crazy.
Oh
And
wow.
different universities started like duetting the video.
Okay.
So I was like the bride running, and University of Canberra started the duet by one of their content creators waiting at the altar for me.
Oh wow.
And then University of UNSW, I think, joined, and they had like their dog being a ring bearer. Griffith University had like their like musical team, like being like the band for the wedding and stuff.
Yeah.
I think USyd had the Flower Girl or something like running also. That was like a really cool experience.
That's
And
so funny.
yeah,
So
yeah.
what was the story? Like what was the context behind the video?
I had a wedding dress from Halloween the last year because
Okay.
I went as like a runaway bride. Man. So I just told my manager, I was like, hey, wedding dress and there's a trend. Should we do this? And she was like, all right. I
Love
mean,
that.
we didn't expect the expect the engagement it got, but like I guess you never do.
Was that the point where you became like social media Nisal, like super famous?
I guess people knew me a lot more after that because a lot of people saw that video. There's so many people I meet at uni that
Yeah.
have like discovered like Western Sydney because of that video.
Whoa,
And
okay.
that's insane. Like I don't even know how to let into like context because I can't imagine like how big that is even. Like a lot of international students also saw them from like different parts of the world. Like many
Mm.
people from Sri Lanka saw them, like India, Europe, like people from like all over the world just like comment and everything. And some of them like I meet at uni and they're like, oh yeah, man. Like when I was back in my like home country, like I would see the videos and everything. I was like, damn, that's so cool. Yeah, they were like trying to pick between like two unis and like the videos apparently played a factor also. And I was like, what the hell? That can't imagine. That's like really crazy.
I mean, I don't mean to label you, but would you say you're a
Oh,
celebrity now then?
oh, I would not say so, but like I don't know. A lot of people do tell me that, but it
Just a
still doesn't
regular
matter
old
how much.
medical student.
Yeah, pretty much.
But what gives you the ideas for like the videos that you post for yourself? So not through your job, but what inspires those videos? Like what's the thought
Um,
process that goes on?
Essentially, because it's like time constraint is such a big thing these days.
Mm.
Whatever's happening at the moment is content for me.
Yep.
Um, like if I'm going to like a show or something, that I will like vlog the whole process of that because it's like it's nice to see. No one's ever gonna live my life, so for someone else out there, it might be interesting to see like my perspective on things. I'm trying to post more honestly because it's so hard with med school, to, like edit and
Yeah.
like film and like do all that. And med school is always like bigger priority. But yeah, I'm still in the process of finding a good balance of it. Let's hope second semester is the one that gives me that.
But it's like I feel like you're so authentic as well, like with what you post, and I think that goes back to what you were saying that no one's gonna live your life but you, right? So it is what it
Yeah,
is. It is your
like
life.
also I'm terrible at like faking it. I can't act. I hate filming in public.
Okay.
I despise it. Like I still see everyone just like looking at me, and like it's not great. It's not a great experience, but I really want to like overcome that. So I think best video might be a time that I just really didn't want to like do something, but then I like ended up doing it anyway. Um, the wedding dress video is definitely up there
Yeah. Because that would
because
have
I
been
had
in
to.
public.
Yeah, it was it was like I was running out of a lecture hall
Hmm.
into like the main corridor of like the uni. So
Wow.
there was like a lot of people who were confused in the video also. There's another one that I filmed. Remember the tube girl trend?
No.
It
I'm
was
pretty
like
bad with social media, so. give me the.
No, you are doing your PhD. That was
That's my
bigger
excuse. I was
priority.
doing my PhD. Exactly right. Yes. I
Yeah.
was Patrick. I was under the whatever Patrick goes under the rock or whatever. Yeah.
It was like essentially me in a skirt
Okay.
filming in the bus of Western Sydney. I had to do it when, it was like stopped at one place and waiting for like students to get on. All the students got on, and then we were just there and we filmed the trend in the bus, and then we dipped. Like at least like 10, 15 times because I really wanted to like get it done properly.
Yeah.
But then like it was nerve-wracking as hell. That one of my friends' cousins were in Japan, and they had texted my friend being like, "Oh yeah, we saw the video from your like university in Japan." And I was like, "Oh, okay." Like I was like, "That's crazy. That's so
So
cool."
what did you do? Like, what is the tube girl trend?
It's pretty much just like there's a song and you just kind of like lip sync to it in like a it's a girl in the UK who
Yeah.
I think it's called the Tube, like the metro or the subway is called the Tube. And a passenger there, there's like wind, I think. So she was just like point 0.5 camera, just like, letting the wind hit her and like lip syncing into a song. She got like really popular also for it. And then everyone started doing it. And that was also a trend at the time.
Yeah. Wow. It's cool. And how about for yourself? Like, what was the video that you filmed for yourself?
This is when I was back in Sri Lanka.
Okay. Yeah.
In the Candy City Center, they were showing like the new Spider-Man movie for the first time. And my
Okay.
friend had like a Spider-Man costume. So we decided to film the process of him getting ready in the Spider-Man costume and going to see this movie. This is in Candy. So Candy is like very like
Quiet.
everyone is just like, nothing out of the ordinary is happening. So it was like really cool just to see everyone just like, oh, what is going on? I think I edited the video and we got like 1,000 views in a day or something. And I was like, oh my God, like that is so cool. Um,
Wow.
and that was like some of my like best friends. So that's like
Yeah.
a really nice memory.
Wow. And who
Yeah,
helps
that's
you
really
now
cool.
with your videos? Like, how do you do your videos now?
Right now with videos, it's just me, myself, and I. I don't really pre-plan a lot of things.
Hmm.
Everything is kind of like on the whim,
Yeah.
but I don't do a lot of like scripting unless it's like a very formal-ish, very
Yeah.
information heavy kind of video. But I've gotten like so used to filming by myself. I like carry my tripod out everywhere and like my mics. Whenever there's an opportunity to film, I just like take it. And I'm
That's
like,
so
all right, let's do
interesting.
it.
So, what
Yeah.
advice would you give to youngsters who are trying to, follow you as a celebrity, I guess? Because clearly you are a celebrity. Like, you
Oof.
disrupted KCC,
Whoa.
you ran
That's
around in a wedding
that's
dress. Japan has
that's
heard
high
about
praise.
you, right?
That's high praise. That's very high praise. If you do it for the right reasons, you like it won't feel like a chore. Even at like the end of a long day when you don't really feel like doing the thing, because like getting enough kind of likes or comments or whatever you might be like externally kind of looking for in content creation, you'll eventually stop doing it because
Hmm.
if that's you have no control of any of that. But if you just want to do it to document your life or honestly just like inspire people or help people, that could be like a good reason as well. And then in those tough moments, that'll help you keep going. Definitely document your life because imagine you're 80 and you just want to back on and see what you were doing when you were 25. That's very interesting, way to live life.
That's a really good way to end it, I think. It's like, imagine you're 80 and you're looking back and you're like, wow, I did all these crazy things. Leave a legacy behind
Exactly,
as well, right?
Whoa, whoa, gotta do it. Like who else but you?
Yeah.
Whoa, whoa. Like guys, if you want to become a celebrity, try these things.
Yeah, exactly right.
Um, Post videos on the internet
Yeah,
and hope for the best. I
exactly.
didn't hope for it, so I don't know
Yeah.
what to like. Just kind of, put yourself out there. Say yes to opportunities. I think that's a good one.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
And what's next for you then? Like, what does the future hold for both Doctor to be Nisal and social media something? Celebrity Nisal.
Whoa, whoa, pushing it. Whoa, like, oh, that's high praise terms. Honestly, I've been trying to do a lot of like advocacy work for like international students in like
Hmm.
specifically. It's
Hmm.
so hard to do like a lot of things when you're in med school.
Yeah.
Like the amount of time you have is so limited. So I'm looking forward to just having a lot of support on those things.
Yeah.
Um, and it makes the whole experience like much more enjoyable as well. And to provide like international students with like facilities and like services that weren't really available when like I came, that's like the biggest thing I can give back. So yeah, definitely want to give back a lot more. Pass med school first year, that's a big one, you know. It's tougher than it sounds. And interestingly enough, we don't have like HDs or Ds or anything like that in Western
Oh,
Sydney.
okay. Yeah.
We only have pass or fail. So above 50% is pass, below 50% is fail. If you get below 50%, you get like one remediation. If you fail the remediation, you repeat the whole year. So that's the
Right.
catch. Man. So yeah, high stakes, can't let myself go there.
Yeah.
So definitely need to lock in for second semester. For social media, honestly, just keep doing, keep
Yeah.
doing it, which is like honestly getting much, much harder with everything going on.
Mm.
But having done one semester, I think I'm more equipped to go the second semester and do everything I want to do, and also stay active. I'm going to the gym now, trying to go swimming a bit more. Can't stop that either. So yeah, and also what else do I want to do? And also keep doing my research work. And
Nice.
also, yeah, I want to do a lot of things. I would like to write a book also,
That's really
but
cool.
yeah.
But yeah, everyone direct your prayers and well wishes to Nisal so he passes his first year
Yeah,
and continues to
definitely will
maintain
need all
his
the
two
luck I can get.
personalities. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my God, my doctor that teaches me actually had come across one of my videos and he's like the head of like the emergency department, like the big hospital. And like
Yeah. And how did that
he's like
go?
he was like, I think I saw you, and I was like, so do you do social media? I'm like, yeah. And he was like, you should probably spend more time studying. I was like, oh damn.
Oh well, each to his own, right? And it could be your twin brother,
Yeah, each to
like,
his
right?
own. That's also how I earn a living right now.
True.
Like I'm paying for groceries, transport, covering like at least try to cover like my expenses and not
Mm.
rely on my parents as much as I can. But
Yeah.
honestly, you have to. It's a big workload, and like getting through med school is, yeah, it's number one priority. So
Yeah.
yeah, you gotta do it.
Story of an international student's life, right? Trying to just get
Pretty
by.
much.
It's been such a pleasure talking to you. And I'm sure everyone
Thank
was
you for
very
having me,
entertained.
honestly. Glad to be one of the migrant munchers. Yep.
Oh, migrant munches. Look at you, just like
Yeah,
on
like
the fly.
migrant munchers.
Yeah,
Whoa.
love it.
Like
You can
just
have full
brand
ownership of
advising,
that.
that
Yeah. That's a conversation for offline.
copyright infringement.
Well, thank you for being one of the
Man.
migrant munchers.
Hey,
Yeah.
let's go.
And thanks everyone for listening to this episode. We hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for listening to this episode of Migrant Munch. If you really liked what you heard today, reach out to us, get in touch, tell us what really inspired you, and we'd love to connect with you and hear more about your story.